Leo, this stock will never, ever drop, ever again. Just look at this chart. Guys, this is fucking, I mean, when I hear that kind of shit, actually somebody told me that today. Like, Leo, man, I can't see this stock drop, man. It just keeps going higher every day. Leo, it can only go higher. It will never drop again. This is the AI. This is better than Nvidia. This is better than Tesla. This is Nvidia and Tesla put together. This is the fuck. Like, when you hear this is kind of shit, okay, the stock is on the verge of a collapse. And what I'm talking about here is SMCI, who's been going higher basically every day, 70, 80 points, okay? And after it hits like 900, we got this goofball at Bank of America analyst tells us today, well, I'm initiating coverage with a buy rate and I'm raising my target price on this to 1,040. He does that when the stock is trading at 900. Where the fuck was this guy when it was at 50? Where was he when it was at 100? Where was he when it was at 250? He wants to initiate coverage and raise target above $1,000 when the stock tripled in the last 20 trading days. When you see that kind of, like, Wall Street analysts, they just can't stay away. They're fucking herd, okay? They do the same thing. They call another analyst like, oh man, you're raising the target price. Okay, I guess I'm gonna buy too. Hey, let's raise it. And so we may get a few more days here on SMCI, or maybe not at all. Okay, but what we may get is a few days of analysts doing some stupid shit like this Bank of America guy basically raising the price target when the stock tripled in last, in less than last 20 trading days. So when you see that kind of behavior, guys, we're about to get a flash crash. And you know what? We have not had a flash crash in the markets in so long. So there's going to be a moment you're going to be looking on SMCI chart, and from like, I'm not saying it's going to drop today from 960 to like a flash crash to 600, but it could happen. It could happen at some point today, because if you're looking at the markets today, trying to make sense of them, S&P, okay, hit our level of shorting at 5,030. We entered, it's done nothing since then, just dropped 10 points, nothing's going on. RTY, nothing's going. The only part of the market that's in the red today is the sector, but this is how important this is. The only fucking thing that is deep in the red this morning is the sector that's been driving the market higher. Okay, so if they're gonna fold their cards on that sector, I mean, I'm talking about the stuff like Nvidia, SMCI, LRCX, ASML, AMD, all of these stocks, their charts are deteriorating over the course of the last few days at a speed of light. With the exception of this one, right? SMCI. And guys, we're gonna keep buying puts on SMCI until we get a flash crash. I'd say in the next 72 hours, we will get a flash crash on SMCI. And for that reason, guys, on a pump like this, I mean, we're not even buying, we're buying some calls that are close to the money, but considering the run up, okay, these options are pricey when you're looking close to the money. So if you're trading with like a 20K account, hey, you cannot go load up on like 100 puts or calls on this one. In either direction, they're overpriced. But you can capture some bargains that are like 100 points out of the money that could go by 100 points in the money in this name. So, we've had an entry yesterday around 870, 880. Today, we wake up, shit, the thing is like up 70 points. But guess what? The options are not taking such a big hit as you would normally see when something goes against you 70 points. So yeah, temporarily showing the loss, but we've had a nice ad this morning at 970s area, guys. And we're going to keep buying the fuck out of these puts, because I'm telling you, there is a flash crash waiting to happen here on SMCI. But more importantly, for the first day in SMCI trading history, in the last 20 trading sessions, we are almost at a point. You guys go, whatever you're trading on, go pull up the option chain on SMCI, and you will see this phenomenal discovery that we have made here at 13 Market Moves today. For the first time ever, you have a divergence. You have a bear divergence on the options chain. So I want you to look at the 850 strike on SMCI puts, and I want you to look at 1000 strike on SMCI calls. At the moment I'm recording this, you got about 15,000 calls on SMCI 1000 strike, and you got about 13,000 puts in 850 strike. Well, we're trading around 960 bucks now on SMCI. So normally you would see an equivalent on the upside. Like, in other words, we should see about 13,000 contracts traded that would be equally 100 bucks out of the money. So maybe like 1,060 strike or something like that. But yet we have a great number of contracts that have been bought 100 bucks out of the money, roughly $110 out of the money. And yet, for the first time, we're seeing that, yeah, there's some contracts they're buying at like 1,100 and 1,200, but not on huge volume, which it could change by the end of the day. But based on the observations right now, okay, if you look at the strikes of where the major volume is happening, okay, at this point they're thinking there is a limited upside and there's a much greater potential for downside. So that's point number one. And point number two, for the very first time in the last 20 trading sessions, we actually have the amount of puts almost matching the amount of calls. And by the end of the day, we could see that in 850 strike, we may actually have a greater number of puts trading in relation to the overall number of calls trading on SMCI. And that basically tells you this is the fucking top. Now, examining the option chain can give you some clues and precise moments on when the flash crash can happen. But we're so close, so pay attention to the number of contracts on the calls and puts. If a situation is like now in 850 strike puts, the amount of contracts, let's say by the end of the day, they go to 25,000 puts, and the amount of calls is not going to increase, we have a probability that by the end of the day, the number of puts are going to outnumber the number of calls in SMCI for the very first time. So pay attention to that bear divergence that is developing on the options chain of SMCI. And the moment the number of puts will exceed the number of calls, you go fucking big on this, because there could be a flash crash over the course of the next 24 hours. But I would say there's a 90% probability we will get a flash crash over the course of the next 3 to 4 trading days. So anywhere between today, which is Thursday, February 15th, and anytime next week by Wednesday. So we're looking 4 trading days. Today, Thursday, tomorrow, Friday, Monday, and Tuesday, and Wednesday. So let's call it 4 to 5 trading days. There's going to be a flash crash in this one, and it's going to be ugly. And everyone that is just mesmerized, including the Bank of America analyst, okay, you will be sitting there fucking watching this colossal drop, and he's not going to have a fucking clue what is he going to do. Okay, so hopefully a few more analysts will jump on board today, raising their price targets. Hopefully, maybe we can even hit 1,000-point range on SMCI today. But from there, I'd say the escalation. Another thing to watch is this. As the price of SMCI continues, let's say higher today, let's say it goes to 1,000. Okay, watch how much put contracts actually are going for, because there is such a phenomena right before a flash crash happens, where even though the price of the underlying, in this case SMCI stock, could be moving higher, put contracts could actually go up in premium. Yes, I know it sounds ridiculous. It's like it doesn't make any sense, Leo. If the stock goes higher, how can put options be worth more? But there are moments in the market when this is true. So pay close attention to that. There's clear bear divergence to us that is developing on the options chain. The chart is just, it's off the fucking charts for a beautiful short. So trade it. If you want to nail your perfect, ideal moment on this MCI, guys, you trade it with the 13 Market Moves coach by going to 13mmtv.com. Click the big orange button. Don't miss this humongous trade, guys. We're so close on nailing it. Nail it with the 13 Market Moves coach. Let's roll.